Good morning, my viewers. This is Ayodele Samuel Jude, the Smart Tutorial founder, where we'll give out the basis in some of our subjects for our young ones. And also parents can also learn from here and share it with their children. Today we'll be looking at a very simple topic, bearing and distance. Bearing and distance. This topic is very simple, though complex if you don't know what it entails. So today we are going to break it down into basis so that we'll be able to know what you are to do when you come across bearing and distance. We are going to be having a kind of sub videos for the topics, and also we are going to join the various videos on the sub topics under this bearing and distance together. So you can always subscribe by clicking the red button, subscribe, so that you can always get our newly uploaded video anytime we upload one. So today, as I said, we're going to be looking at bearing and distance, a very simple topic. Just relax your mind. And one of the things I want us to understand under bearing and distance is that it's about talking about a specific direction and distance. Bearing and distance is just talking about a specific angle at which an object moves from a point to another. And the instruments used in bearing and distance, in measuring the bearing of a point from another point, is compass. The compass, you can see it in your mathematical set. It has angles, so you can use a compass to trace the direction of any place, looking at the angle. So far you know where you are going and you follow the instructions that you are given. Now, another thing you have to take note under bearing and distance is your 4 cardinal points, which is the most important or the most integral aspect of bearing and distance. Also, you discover that the 4 cardinal points, which we are going to make a separate videos for the 4 cardinal points. So then another thing you have to take note is that under bearing and distance, when you are drawing your bearing and distance, it will lead to points. From points, it will join 2 points together, it will form a line. Then, depending on the question, the line can continue and form a shape. Usually triangle is the most common one for those that are in the West Africa. That is for WAHEC. Triangle is the most common shape that the lines will eventually form. It can form other shape also, not just triangle. It can form other shape depending on the question you are interpreting, because most of the question always comes in form of word problem. So you are asked to interpret the question by drawing. I've made mention of some things. I've made mention of compass, which is the instruments to draw your 4 cardinal points. Then I've also mentioned line, which sometimes will lead towards shape. When you start moving from one point to another, the points will lead to line, the line will lead to shape, depending on the question. And also, you also have to take note of some geometric rules, like geometric rules, geometric rules, like opposite corresponding alternate angle, they are equal. Those are the things that you are going to need under bearing and distance. Is that taken? Please, you are going to manage the video for us because of the equipment we are using. We don't have adequate one. We're just trying to manage what we have. So these are the things that you are going to need to solve any questions under bearing and distance. The compounds, that is which you will be using your own hand to draw. The 4 cardinal points, then the point will lead to line to shape. Then you have to apply the geometric rules, which the most simplest form of the geometric rules are what you will be needing in drawing in interpreting bearing and distance questions. Then another thing, you have to take notes. Note these things. These are the things you're going to come across. The next one are the things you should take notes when you are drawing your bearing and distance. When I say drawing now, I mean interpreting the questions. The first one is you have to take notes of the knots. The knot is the point 0. This is, I don't want to start drawing the 4 cardinal points now. Anything you are asked to draw, the bearing of any angles that you are asked to draw must always start from the knot. That is, anything you are asked to draw, except if the question states otherwise. If an angle is given without anything, for example, 45 degree, 30 degree, so you must know that your drawing must start from the knot. So that is, this arrow simply means directions. That is, it comes this way. It comes this way. So it must start from the knot, and it must be what? Clockwise. That is knot. Then it must be what? Clockwise direction. Clockwise direction. Is that taken? Clockwise direction. Then another thing is the bearing must be in 3 figures. That is, your bearing must be in what? 3 figures. E.g., for example, if you've gotten an answer which is 90 degree, you cannot write 90 degree like this. So you must write it as what? 090 degree. Then you can write 25 degree will be 025 degree, 170 degree, 360 degree. That is how to interpret. This one is not acceptable. 2 digits, 1 digit is not acceptable under bearing and distance. So you must always write it in what? 3 digits. Take note of all these things. Then also, you must take note of the arrow which shows the directions. Arrows. I think I've talked about it already, but it's very paramount that you have to take note of it. Arrow. There are 2 types of arrow. One on the 4 cardinal points. Another one is the one that is rotating. So the arrow talk about the direction. And the direction can be in what? North, south, west, east. Then it can also be in a rotating form. So your arrows are very important. They are very important. Please take note of the arrows. Another thing you have to take note under bearing of distance is this simple terminology. Please take note of this. We'll still talk about it in subsequent video. From means where you have to start. That is, you have to start from this point. From A to B, your diagram will be from A. If B is 030, from A, you have to start from any alphabet that carries this from. The particular object that carry the words from, that is where you are going to start your diagram, or that is where you are going to execute that particular instruction. So from means what? Start. Why? To means stop. So you have to, any object that carries the word from, that is where you are going to start your drawing and your diagram. Then you have to stop at where the another one that carries the. This is what I'm trying to say in essence. Oh, this is number 4. Note 4. For example, if A is 036 from B, this type of question now, you have to start drawing with B. Forget about where the 36. Some students will think A is this. No. Your diagram will start with what? B. Now, this is one point. This is another point. That is, your diagram must start from B. That is, your starting point, the first cardinal point you are going to draw must be for B. Don't worry about the 4 cardinal points we are going to explain in subsequent video. Then, this one is just introductory aspect of the bearing and distance. Another thing you need to take note, that is, you have to start the diagram from what? From B. So B will be the one to carry the what? The cardinal points. The another thing you need to take note when you are dealing with bearing and distance is how to place the 4 cardinal points. How to place the 4 cardinal points. The 4 cardinal points must always be placed horizontally to the line. The cardinal points must be what? Placed. Don't bend the cardinal point. Must be placed horizontally. Horizontally on line. This is what I'm trying to say. Let's assume this is a cardinal point. Now let's use this one as an example. If A is 36 from B, this first cardinal point, this point here, that means this is what? B. 36, this is not. Now, we put B here because B is the one carrying from B. Then we look for 36 in this place. This is north, south, east, west. Now, 36 will be from north. 36 will be around here. You draw a line. Now, this is a line. You have to place another 4 cardinal points horizontally. Horizontally, that is, horizontally here. Then, so this point now is point A. We'll not go much into this because we are just trying to introduce it to. Sorry, we have to put the arrow to show that it's coming from the north to this point. And another thing I want you to take note is that whenever you are drawing, always start your drawing in such a way that there is space around whatever you want to draw. You see where I place my first cardinal point, there is space here, there is space here, there is space here, there is space here, there is space here. If you place your first diagram close to your written, to whatever you have written, you might end up cleaning it because you don't know where the line might goes. Is that taken? So you must always place this your first cardinal point at the center of your note so that you have space at the left, right, down, and then at the upper part of your note, so that in case you want to move, you can easily move. So these are the things you just need to take notes when you are doing what? Bearing and distance. So once again, just try to take note of this. Under bearing, you will come across four cardinal points. You will come across line, you will come across geometric rules, which the geometric rules are the simplest one. Alternate angle, opposite angle, corresponding angles are equal. It's very simple. So thanks for watching. Just click on the like button, subscribe to get subsequent video that I'm going to make on bearing. It's a very complex topic. We are going to be breaking it down into smaller subtopic. So just click on it, you get our subsequent video on this. Thanks for watching. Click the subscribe button, don't forget.